we got a 4 streak. That's a pretty successful day in Isaac, I'd say. We'd probably do some more challenges at some point, but I kind of want to get more unlocks before I do more challenges. I feel like we're not lacking in variety yet. There are enough items in this game at base now that you are not going to be seeing a whole lot of the same stuff. At least with Repentance installed. I remember on release for Rebirth, it was I had a good couple of runs where I'd keep running into the same items, and I had a great time with it, but sure, I'll take Big Beautiful Fly. I had a great time with it, but also without the unlocks, you were running into a lot of the same items pretty frequently, which is not a big deal. Rebirth Isaac was still way more content, and I had a great time with it. Like Mega Satan is an addition that came with Rebirth, right? Yeah, I feel like that one. I think Rebirth, that was the very end of your unlocks, was Mega Satan and Hush, which are not the hardest. It was harder with Lost. I remember getting stuck on Lost for a while. I went to go see a movie, but I'd been playing on my laptop, and I'd been playing Isaac on my laptop in a car, trying to fight Hush with the Lost. And I think I defeated Hush, and then I came back after that, and it was just I completely flubbed the rest of the run. I definitely remember dying in a very silly way. Thank you, Big Beautiful Fly, for damaging me like that, by the way. I need to be better about staying away from that. But yeah, Rebirth Isaac was a different era. I remember having to go through the rigmarole for Lost, which we're going to have to do again this time for this file, which will be fun, I'm sure. It's a lot easier now, though. It is way easier now because of you can just have Lost Poster or whatever and walk over spikes and die. And there you go. Easy unlocks. Easy rares. Exactly what I'm looking for. But that will just come down to, do I have enough runs? And then do I encounter the Lost Poster and go, okay, well, I guess this is the run that we throw. This is the one that I'm going to decide to toss in the hopper so that I unlock the Lost and maybe get some unlocks from it, but who knows? Because I believe it only counts the bosses that you defeat as the character. And if obviously the longer your run goes, the more exposure you get to that kind of stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into the Lost Poster this run. And we can say, hey, time to run on some sack spikes. Hold on to that until we encounter enough of those. Thank you, Big Beautiful Fly. Great bounce for us. My favorite DVD screensaver. Big Beautiful Fly. Easy rares. Easy runs. Let's move on. Let's try not to take too much damage this run either. These last couple runs, I feel like I've been just walking into enemies left, right, and center, and it's a little less conducive to winning, typically. I say as I run into two enemies back to back. What am I doing, man? What am I doing? I'm losing it. Although at least I can walk into this without worrying too much. Maybe boss? Rap room? Is that the terminology that the kids are using? AKA, is that the terminology that I remember? I do not recall. It's been a minute. Oh, more flies. Maybe we can get Beelzebub. Beelzebub. We can get Lord of the Flies. That'd be kind of nice. Early flying always pays dividends in my eyes. Ow. Big beautiful fly. Please. My big beautiful friend. My favorite DVD screensaver. Is that just like a generational universal thing of like, oh yeah, we would sit and watch the DVD thing bounce until it hit the corner? I mean, The Office made the same joke. And those people are writers at the very least, more so than I am. Although I could be more. What if I write the next Office? What if I write something about a paper company? What if I wrote about all of the Office falling apart and then I may die here? Never mind. Thank you, big beautiful fly. You're my best friend. Anyways, what if I wrote about The Office concluding and everything being bad? What if I wrote about a paper company just going bankrupt, etc., etc.? I mean, The Office was lightning in a bottle. I think that's kind of the last show of like that generation of TV where it's like, this is sit down and watch television. I mean, some people may not feel that way about The Office, and it wasn't quite for me until like I watched all of it on Netflix. The Office is just like ideal Netflix TV, huh? It's second monitor It was pre second monitor content, second monitor content. You can just throw that bad boy on and do whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. It was the kind of TV that you could tune into and pay attention to and see like background gags or whatever. Or you could just put it on while you're honked out on the... I will go into this. While you're half conked out after work. Am I walking into the spikes? I yearn for the spikes. The children yearn for the mines, and I yearn for the spikes, damn it. But yes, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of TV that, like, network TV that people care about nowadays. It's all just like reality TV and the same sort of stuff. I would like Black Candle. Okay, well, I guess I'm blowing that up. I would like Black Candle. Might as well buy a bomb, too. Curse immunity? Good enough for me. I would say maybe Brooklyn Nine-Nine is the most recent example of that I can think of. What else has Andy Samberg been in other than that recently? I don't recall. I'm not exactly the prime audience for TV like that, though. I have a big, beautiful fly blowing me up. I have not watched a lot of TV shows for a long time. I watched movies and like Netflix and stuff, but there was just so much crap on there that I was completely uninterested in that I just... That's when I tuned into to YouTube because I was like, oh, I can find new content way easier, and I can just find somebody that I like that makes it, and they put it out frequently enough that it's not a big deal. I can always be finding new stuff. I can get home from school and find more stuff. It's taking damage. Please stop. Isaac, he's very sick. Isaac, he's full of holes. But yes, YouTube really changed how a lot of people like view media. Because like there's some absolutely phenomenal YouTube produced sort of shows and like sketch comedy. And people can just like make their living off of it now, which is crazy. Before it was like, okay, are you gonna get lucky enough to get a big break in Hollywood or like New York maybe? You have to get famous in another way before you could even consider the possibility of getting famous just by doing what you want to do. I mean, just look at Mr. Beast. I don't really like the guy. I don't really like the guy. I think he's morally bankrupt. I feel like what he does is exploitative and is not something that we need to continue to watch. Because it's one thing if it's fiction, it's another thing to be like, oh, this work of fiction, what if we made it reality? Yeah, Squid Game. What if Squid Game was real? I don't know, isn't the whole point of the game, isn't the whole point of that show like, hey, Squid Game bad? The idea of paying people to like die or don't create the torment nexus. Exactly. It's exactly don't create the torment nexus. And then big name YouTuber says, but what if I created what if I created the torment nexus for views? For ad revenue? Don't you love creating the torment nexus together, guys? But yes, I find Mr. Beast very morally bankrupt in, at least, I don't know what he's doing now, but in the content that I've seen of his is just him being like, what if I put this person in a terrible situation for 30 days? Like, sure, I hope that person makes enough money that they don't need to worry about finances for a while. But that is exploitative, right? That's just what that is. I'm taking advantage of somebody's need for money, and I'm using them and that to make more money for myself. Ooh, magic mushroom, yes please. That's the damage upgrade we needed. But yeah, I don't think that Mr. Beast, everything I know about that guy is just he sucks. And cares only about money, which is not what life is about. And that really bothers me because it's just like he is everything that I think YouTube should not be, and that we should not be just taking advantage of people. It should be the platform, or at least it should I mean, if there was a YouTube alternative, I think it would have stuck around by now, but I don't think we're. I think YouTube is just so ingrained in the culture at this point that I don't think people are getting off of YouTube anytime soon, to say the least. Which it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of like, yeah, I could try out these other platforms that are better for creators, but if there's the creators, I hope the internet explodes. That's kind of how I'm feeling. I want a little bit more from life than just the internet, and I feel like we're going the opposite direction. I grew up in the Homestar Runner, like Web 2.0 type feel, the Flash era. Grew up playing a lot of what is it called? Addicting games, the armor games stuff. That reminds me, my grandmother, who was addicted to opioids for a very long time, like far longer than I've been alive, kind of long time. She was addicted to opioids for a very long time, and I told her that I liked playing video games, and like, oh, I've been playing on a website called addictinggames.com, and she got very serious and was like, I don't think you understand what addiction is. And I was like, no, Bozo has appeared in the basement. Let's go. No, I'm just playing video games. Does it really matter? This is the same grandma that I tried to get her to buy me KOTOR 2 for my birthday. And she said it was rated, I think I was 12. And she said because it was rated T for teen, I could not have it. So really a woman of multitudes. The gift that Rip Grandma. Yeah, she's dead now. She was a terrible human being. She was the kind of person that when she died, the next funeral I went to, she ended up the plot was next to them. Her plot was next to them. People were like, "Is it okay if we just put a towel over her gravestone and have people sit on it because there's not enough space under the pavilion?" And her own daughter and everybody like related to her in that instance was like, yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's okay to to cover up her grave. All I'm gonna say is, when I die, I hope that people do not treat me like that or talk of me like that. Generally, I'm sure there are some people that will be like, "Yippee! Yippee! They're dead." But that's just kind of how life is, huh? I'm trying to be a better person than I was, and try and prevent that from happening as much as possible, ideally. But it's okay. What do I care? I'm dead. Oh no! Oh no, I'm dead, and now where my body is being covered up. Who cares? I don't. Put me in the compost bin. That's what I want. Feed me to the flowers. Put a tree in my chest cavity. Make something beautiful from my corpse. That's my ideal. Y'all think about what you want your body to be done with your body when you die? I just think of that It's Always Sunny sketch where it's Frank saying, "Just throw me in the trash," pressed into a record. That'd be pretty cool. Put Caramel Johnson on me. Hell yes. I That would be kind of fun. Just press me into a record that has like 6 of my favorite songs on it. Just imagining somebody being like, "Hey, what's this record?" "Oh, it's Grandpa." What kind of what stuff does Grandpa have engraved into them? "Oh, 100 gex." 100 gex, Caramel Dancing, the Dota song. There's a whole lot of EDM, really. It made it. It's kind of weird to play that on vinyl. Poor Grandpa. He never he never got to listen to his own record. Although it would be sick as hell to have like a funeral and be pressed into a record and then have that funeral play you. And if it's all dance music, hey, what are you gonna do but dance? Yeah, turn my my death into a rave, please. I want I want my kids dropping Molly. I want my 30-year-old kids dropping Molly while listening to their parent. That's I'm sorry, that's too amusing to me. I I, I can't stop. Can't stop thinking about it. Just the idea of everybody showing up to your funeral in brave gear. Like what's the guy? Techno Viking? The meme video of the like 6 foot tall Scandinavian guy. Probably taller than 6 feet, let's be real. The tall ass Scandinavian guy. Techno Viking showing up to my funeral. Now, that would be stuff of legends. I want everybody to just sorry, I just imagined being like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just play Grandpa, but mix like one reggae song on the EDM record. It's like some pass the weed type shit. That would crack me up. I hope that we can do stuff like that more in the future. I hope that enough people are like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. I'm dead. Let's make it fun. I would I would love that, actually. I want to show up to more funerals where people offer to sell me coke. Offer to sell me coke in the bathroom. Maybe not those kinds of. Maybe I don't want to be attending those kinds of funerals. Actually, then again, I discussed it yesterday. I don't think I'm. Was it yesterday? I discussed it recently, where I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm. I don't think I'm built for cocaine. May have been earlier in this session, actually. I'm not built for cocaine. Stimulants mess me up. I can barely handle caffeine. I don't need the stimulant. Although I'm just imagining a variety of instances where I would say yes to that. I don't think I would in very many at all, actually. I don't think I'm a raver. I think I'm kind of a I'm more of a relax and chill out kind of gamer. I'll just hang out. Y'all can do that whatever. Just don't trap me in a corner with Tarantino and Paul Thomas Anderson. That's not my ideal. My ideal is a night in, listening to smooth jazz, drinking a glass of whiskey, smoking a cigar. Because that's classy. I own 17 trilbies. Yes, I am very cool. I mean, there's nothing inherently cool about drinking whiskey or smoking cigars. It's an it's a cultivated aesthetic of quote unquote classiness. Yes, I'm classy. I partake in behaviors that are for rich people. That's what classiness is, right? I spend large amounts of money on things that I don't need, on my vices, which is fine in my eyes at least. I don't think it's a huge deal, but we should recognize where that's coming from, and it's coming from people that have a lot of money trying to gatekeep a lot of things. Oh, I'm better than the poors. I participate in cribbage on the weekend with me and my close companions. We play water polo. It's really inconvenient when the horses drown. This is a joke stolen from something else that I cannot remember. Straight up plagiarizing jokes now. I think this is going to be the last round of the day because of that. Not because I'm plagiarizing jokes, but because I'm running on empty. Plagiarizing jokes? Sign me up. It's the whole somebody tells the same joke as you but louder instance. I actually had somebody do that to me in high school. I'd half muttered a joke to the guy because I was very shy, the guy next to me, and he was not. I don't remember what the joke was because obviously it was not. The joke obviously wasn't that good if I wasn't saying it with my whole chest. That and like I don't think I was ready mentally to be able to interact with people on a larger scale. I was a little bit socially stunted. But I don't think like in retrospect I'm like whatever. Kind of sucks that he stole the joke, but he did like that's the thing. He was kind of a more popular kid. He stole the joke, but he looked at me and like gave me a nudge and a wink, being like, "Hey, your joke was funny. See? Say it with your whole chest next time, maybe." Which I think is kind of the vibe that I needed. I needed more encouragement as a youth. Nothing wrong with uplifting your peers. But it is funny that it's just like stock standard meme of like, oh, when the other kid steals your joke. Hey, at least your joke's funny enough that other people are interested. That's where I land on that. I don't need a ton of recognition. I would like a little bit, but in that instance, it was more than enough for me. Everybody would like to be recognized for what they do, right? It's why we do the things we do. A little bit of ego. I mean, ideally, not too much. I just want to feel good about what I do. That's kind of where my ego lies. I don't want to be stuck doing things that I hate for the rest of my life. That's society, though, apparently. Oh, that's another Isaac running the books, though. I'm happy about that. Blue baby! Blue baby. It's been so long since I've seen that. You've unlocked the Blue Womb. The Bloom.